As it was in Noah's day, so will it be when the Son of Man comes. For in those days before the flood, people were eating, drinking, taking wives, taking husbands, right up to the day Noah went into the ark, and they suspected nothing till the flood came and swept all away. It will be like this when the Son of Man comes. Then of 2 men in the fields, one is taken, one left. Of 2 women at the millstone grinding, one is taken, one is left. So stay awake, because you do not know the day when your master is coming. You may be quite sure of this, that if the householder had known at what time of the night the burglar would come, he would have stayed awake and would have not allowed anyone to break through the wall of his house. Therefore, you too must stand ready, because the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. This is quite a peculiar reading when you first hear it. What's Jesus trying to say here? He's talking about the last times or the last days when the Son of Man, God, appears in glory. But maybe we can think about how it relates to our daily life. In Noah's time, there must have been warnings that a flood was coming, because why did Noah bother building the ark otherwise? And even if it's a fable, there's a message in it, that Noah was prepared and took notice of what was happening around him, whereas the others just went on with their daily lives, wandering around, doing what they normally do, probably working hard, but talking hard and playing hard and everything else. And then the flood comes, and everything's swept away except for Noah, who took notice. And then Jesus says, and when the Son of Man comes, there'll be 2 men in the fields, one will be taken and one will be left. 2 women at the grindstone, one will be taken and one will be left. And it kind of seems a bit unfair. But the message is that God knows our inmost hearts, and we need to be ready to meet God when God is there. And not necessarily in the last days, but in our everyday life. So, am I aware of the things around me, of the people around me, through which God is speaking? Am I aware of the love that God shows through all of creation and through my daily life, little things that happen? In the evening, do I stop and reflect for a few minutes before I go to sleep, to give thanks for the good things of that day and to prepare my heart to get ready for the next day? It's really an attitude that Jesus is asking of us, an attitude of watchfulness, of care and of preparation. And of course at this time of the year we're finishing off our church's year, that's why this is about the last days, and going into a new year, Advent, with Christmas not far away. And so how am I preparing? How am I watchful? May your week be a blessed and peaceful one as you prepare for Advent and Christmas.